Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Alanna? So lovely to have you here this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Kirsty. I'm very well. How are you?
Good. All right. For those who don't know me, I'm Kirsty Bishop Fox, and I've been working in the background trying to get this. We are getting this festival happening, and it's happening tomorrow. I can say tomorrow. Yesterday, I said tomorrow and confused people, but to me, it's the weekend, so it's all tomorrow.
No one knows what day it is anyway.
No. Look, the only way I know is my kids are either schooling that day or they're not. That's what happens in this lockdown life. But it is what it is. But we're not here to talk about the lockdown. We're here to talk about food. So I would like to find out a bit more about you, because I know you as someone cooking in the kitchen and limiting a lot of food waste, but I don't know a lot about what Open Table does aside from these food workshops. So could you fill us in on that?
Sure thing. So Open Table is a not-for-profit. We're based in Melbourne. And basically since 2013, we've been sharing community meals with various communities all over Melbourne, mainly in the north side. But basically we usually put on a big community lunch every weekend. Unfortunately, because of a pandemic, we're not allowed to put those on right now. But basically what we'd like to do is get food that would have been thrown away. So we might get it from local businesses or, neighbours that might have surplus food that they're growing. We also get food from Second Bite, Food Bank, food that from those distribution centres that do divert that food from land waste from supermarkets and things to charities and agencies that need it. And we cook up a big vegetarian lunch. So we're really volunteer run. Lots of volunteers come and make delicious meals in our kitchen. And then usually about, 12, 1 o'clock, we open our doors and people can come in, have a nice sit down meal, have a chat. We're very big on connecting communities and getting people just to mingle and meet with people that they live with or live around in the community over food, sharing food, and reducing that food that goes to waste. So that's basically the main thing that we do. Most recently during the pandemic, we've kind of pivoted and worked with our partner kind of organizations to also offer fresh food parcels and kind of food packs. So we might pack parcels for people in need, and we do that at the moment every Friday. So lots of fresh produce and pantry staples as well. And then we also have like a market. It's a bit of a weird market. It's all free. And it's like a market style food bank. So you can go if you're in need and go get food, bring a bag, pack up things that you might need. And that's really nice too, because then you can choose what you get. And that at the moment, I think is running once a month in Fitzroy. So that's kind of the other stuff we do, very kind of food relief kind of targeting, but with a really big community focus. So we love bringing people together over food.
Yeah, lovely. So if people are in need, do they have to verify it, or could they just turn up and quietly just grab a few things for that next meal?
Exactly. Just come on down, come have a chat. It's really we're very open. No one's ever turned away. With the food parcels that we do, we are working with Yarra Libraries to kind of go to specific locations for people who we know that are in need. But with the market and with the lunches, certainly anybody can come. And it's just a great way for everybody to kind of sit down together, no barriers. You can just talk about whatever you like and join in.
Lovely. We've got a viewer here and she's saying something about Seed Community Garden. Do you know about Seed Community Garden?
Oh, maybe. There's so many community gardens at the moment. I know that there is Cultivating Community was doing like a seed planting thing, I think.
Ah, that's great. Yeah. So when you were talking about that, I did something quite different. It's not designed for those in need, although it could be. It's a food swap. Like we run a food swap each month.
Oh,
and that's designed for excess food from just our veggie gardens. So for me, sometimes it's just lemon and parsley because that's all I've got. But at different times of year, it could be loads of plums or it could be whatever. And we just sort of take them, just put them on the table, we chat, and then we take whatever's there. And sometimes I end up with things like, a whole lot of limes that I can't use, but it turns into marmalade or something like that. So
Yes.
it's so it's a great way of doing things.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love a food swap. I went to my first food swap in Fairfield a couple of months ago in between lockdowns. And it was just so nice swapping things and like chatting to people. It was really lovely, really good vibe.
People should check them out. If anyone here watching goes to a food swap or have any questions, please pop your comments into the section there. We're testing this for the festival tomorrow, so it'd be great to have your feedback too. But I just find, like, for me, the first time I went, I'd seen the food swap advertised. And I thought, I've got a lemon tree that just thrives on neglect. And I've got parsley, and they're two things that I usually always have in my garden, because parsley's like a weed in my garden. Yeah, you just turn your back, let it go to seed, and it's great. And I remember thinking, I can't go with just that. And they're like, yes, you can. And everyone was so excited. Like I had lemons. Like my neighbours just said that we can't use any more lemons. My friends said we can't use any more lemons, and the food shop was so excited. So now I actually coordinate one. It's sort of a branch out of it over in we're in Warrenwood, but there's others in Croydon and Moorbark and Bayswater. And people just come once a month, and sometimes we get chatting so much, it's like, oh, do you want something? And people just take it then. So it's a really, really lovely thing. Oh, but look, tell us about tomorrow, because we're going to have you on the Zero Waste Festival tomorrow. That's Sunday the 22nd at 11:15 a.m. we'll be on. What can we expect? What are you going to be showing us tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. So with the other side of Open Table, we do workshops and demonstrations. So tomorrow we're going to focus on, learning how to store some common foods that you might end up, throwing away because they go a bit really quickly. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to be cooking up a little bit of a storm. We're going to be making a pesto using things that you might not even think that you could put in a pesto, which will be fun. So a lot of people think pesto is just basil, pine nuts, garlic, olive oil. But you can use so many different things, and it's a really great way to kind of utilize stuff that you might have excess of. So if you have heaps of parsley like Kirsty, you could learn how to turn it into a delicious pesto. So that's what we'll be focusing on tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. It's it'll be pretty casual. I like to tell a lot of bad jokes as well. So hopefully everyone's okay with that. So yeah, it will be lots of fun, and we'll be doing a bit of taste testing, hopefully, if other people are cooking along too.
Excellent. Well, I've got my parsley, and I'm going to see what else I've got in my garden. Do you think nasturtiums would work well with that?
Yes, if you haven't eaten nasturtiums before, they're a beautiful edible plant that a lot of people have in their gardens. Mine are going gangbusters at the moment now that the weather's getting nice and warm. So yeah, you can totally use that in the pesto. That will be very tasty.
Excellent. Well, I'll go and get some ready now. I'm just going to pop into the chat the link for the festival tickets. So if you don't have your tickets yet, you can get that in the link. We'll be streaming live on Facebook and YouTube in the same way. But if you want the recipe, then reserve your ticket, because that way we can email you the recipe afterwards. Doesn't matter if you don't have the ingredients. You don't have to cook along. You can watch us and then you can try it later, whether it's later in the afternoon or sometime next week. But I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so excited.
See you then. Thanks, Alanna.
Thank you.